Okay, guys, welcome. Happy Monday. Welcome to Team Sweaty Lovely Lives team call. I see lots of fun new faces. This is really exciting. So I asked Mechaela to guest speak on our call tonight. She is definitely a coach I have been secretly stalking for months now and just so blown away by. I just love seeing how much this girl has just completely just blown everything out of the water, especially just being like an incredibly busy teacher. So I asked her to speak tonight, and we are going to be swapping calls tonight and next week. So stay tuned. Next week I'll be speaking to you guys. So tonight we are super, super honored and lucky to have her. So I am just going to go through some announcements really quick.
These points in your life that are transforming you from the inside.
I'm going to share my screen. I always am super slow at this. Okay, so let me move this. Feel really challenged right now. Okay, there. So I just wanted to go through some quick announcements. So our first week of October is done. For those of you who are not registered yet for Summit, this is insane. They are doing a flash sale towards the end of the month, October 20th, I believe, just through the end of the month. They are running a sale for $145. So if you do not know what Summit is, if you're a newer coach, Summit is basically I don't know, like the Emmy Awards of Beachbody, basically. If you aren't, I've never been to one. It's one of my tragedies of coaching. I got married during Summit this past summer. So I am definitely going to be there. I cannot wait to be there with my team. I'm so excited. So if you have not bought your ticket, you need to buy it. If you're a new coach, you have a chance to earn your ticket if you earn Success Club your first 3 months. But either way, if you want to just buy it now, you can get a reimbursement for that ticket even still if you earn Success Club 3 months, this month and 2 months from now. So I wanted to let you know about that. Our team retreat qualification period ends October 15th. So if you are a newer coach, you just have to reach Emerald by the 15th, which you could do in 24 hours. And so there's still time, but you have a week left to earn your spot there. Our team retreat is November 9th through 11th. And I just confirmed with Lillian Osborne, who is going to be speaking to us at that call. So super exciting, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. And now I will introduce Mechaela. Hold on. Okay, so Mechaela Vardoulakis. Did I say it? Yay! Okay, so she is CEO of Team Glow and Grow. She is a full-time second grade teacher, like I told you guys. So she works full-time and has been a part-time coach and a challenger since February of this year. Insane. Okay, so she hit Emerald her first day as a coach and challenger, like I said. So she signed on like many of us do as discount coaches and just went right into her fitness journey. She reached Diamond in a month. And she had her highest Success Club for the month is 80, but she averages on Success Club 25, which is incredible. So I am super excited to have her. I feel really honored that she said yes to speak to us. I believe she's a part of Team Elevate too, like your bigger organization, which if you watch the National Wake Up Call today, Ashley Feldison is the leader of Team Elevate. She had an amazing story and shared some really good stuff today. So Mechaela is on that team. So I'm going to stop my share and I'm going to let her share with us tonight. So I hope you have your notepads out and take all the notes, and I am so excited. So I'll mute myself, and Mechaela, you can go ahead.
Oh my gosh, you are so sweet. Can you guys hear me okay?
Okay, cool. And I just want to forewarn any mamas out there, because I always say this before I start a team call, I do curse a lot. So I hope that this team is not offended by cursing, because I have a sailor mouth. So if you have kids around, just maybe like put on your headphones. So that's your little forewarning. But I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, because I am a teacher and I do like to talk a lot, usually a little bit too much if you ask my team. But I wanted to talk about your daily routine. So this is the quote that I have on my door every time when I walk out. This is the quote that I see before I leave to school every day. And it's success is found in your daily routine. So I'm going to talk to you guys today about how I have been successful in my first 8 months now as a coach. 7 months. I'm horrible at math. That's really sad. But it's been a process. It's been a learning journey, and I'm still on it, and I'm not perfect in it, but I just want to share with you guys what has worked for me working this business part-time and being a full-time teacher. Okay, let's see. Hopefully, wait, I can't go. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so about me, my name is Mechaela. I'm half Greek. That's where my long-ass last name comes from. I am obsessed with coffee, giraffes, Harry Potter, makeup, reading, and I like to say those things first because I don't define myself as only a teacher or only a coach. Those are more of the things that describe really who I am. And that's something that you need to really get in tune with as you start to build your own personal brand. You're not just a nurse. You're not just a teacher. You're not just a coach. You are so much more than that. So that's why I like to lead with that. I am a second grade teacher. It's my third full year teaching. And I'll kind of dive into my story a little bit more, but last year was probably the worst year of my life. It was the hardest year of teaching, and I'll kind of explain how coaching came into my life. But I did start coaching February of 2018. It was February 16th, and I'll explain that day because I think it will give you a lot of insight as to why I run my business the way I do and why this business means the world to me. And then the next part, I am a 15-star diamond coach. I am a speaker at Summit. I am a stay-at-home kick-ass mom. I am loving and a fully present wife, and I am debt-free. Now, I am none of those things, not a single one, but that's my why right there. I am in this business because my goal in this world is to be the most incredible stay-at-home mom. That is my dream. That is my end goal in life, and I just want to be the most incredible wife. And unfortunately, teaching is not a field or a profession where I feel like I could be the best mom that I want to be, if that makes sense. And it was really difficult last year because that was the first year that I really felt that. Last year, I had a 1-2 combo class. So what that means is I had 16 first graders, 16 second graders, no help, no aid. I taught every subject by myself. So it's double the planning, double the prep, and I would get to school at 7 o'clock in the morning, wouldn't leave until 7 or 8 o'clock at night. And I still would come home with work. I would come in every weekend, usually Saturday and Sunday. And I was so burnt out. I was so exhausted and stressed and overwhelmed. And in the process of experiencing burnout as a teacher, the things that I've always turned to for comfort are food and spending money. So I ate away my stress and I spent money frivolously. So over the past 2 years, the last 2 years of teaching, I gained back the 65 pounds that I had lost in college at my heaviest weight, which was 220. And I got myself into $20,000 of debt. Not from student loans, not from being sick or being ill, from me just spending like a fucking idiot. I let my career consume me in a way that changed the person that I am. And it wasn't until February 16th, and I had been watching my coach Kate for about 3 months, and I watched her stories every day. And I just looked at her and I said, must be nice to like be that happy, but she's not having it as hard as what I have it. And I viewed every teacher that way. And I said, they don't have it as hard as I do. I was in such a negative mindset because I was so unhappy with myself and where I was at in my life. And I was just digging myself into a deeper hole of debt. I was binge eating daily. and at a really, really unhealthy rate. And it was February 16th. I was driving to Starbucks because I drank Starbucks literally every day for a year. God, it's freaking horrible. But I was going to Starbucks, and I was in the Starbucks parking lot, and I watched my coach, Kate's story. And she had said that because of coaching, she got to pay off her car insurance. And my car insurance was due that Friday. And I had $4 in my bank account, and I couldn't pay for my car insurance. And just watching that story in that moment, after watching her for 3 months, I had felt God just come over me in that moment. And it gets me really emotional talking about it, just because he just kind of came through me and said, you can't keep living this way. And for some reason, I just felt that urge to just message her. And I messaged her and I said, I'm ready. And she had written back, because I ghosted her 3 times. And then she had invited me to join her boot camp and then to join coaching with her. And I said no both times. Just, no, thank you. I'm too busy. So I was one of those. Or no, thank you. I don't have the money for it, even though I could afford Starbucks every day. So I gave her those 2 excuses, and I just messaged her and I said, I'm ready. And she just looked, or she had written back and said, to do what? And I said, I want to be a coach and a challenger right now. And she was like, what? So it kind of threw her off. And I had called her that night, and she set me up, and the rest is history. So coaching, I feel like God put Kate in my life in the time where I needed it the most, where I felt the most depressed, the most burnt out, the most unlike myself. And I just craved that happiness. I craved that positivity that I once had. And I saw that in my coach. And that's why that I signed up. And I think it's really important to think back to why you started. And that can be your guiding force as to why you want to keep going in this business, because you are going to go through tough seasons. And I'll explain that later. But just think back to the day that you said yes, and think about why and how you got there. Okay. Whew. Sorry, guys. I got all emotional within the first slide. Shit. Okay. So now to the shit that can actually help you guys instead of all the fluff and all the stuff about me. I want to help you guys, because if you post in the chat, actually, if you have a full-time job besides coaching, I would just love to know, just to see how many of you have a job outside of coaching. So I'll just keep that kind of down there. Okay. 5th grade teacher. I know that most of my girls are teachers on my team. Okay. Preschool teacher, state auditor, nurse. Okay. So just from what I can see, we serve others for a living, right, guys? We serve others. Clearly, we love helping people. This business allows us to do that in a much healthier way, in a way where we can be fully present with our families, with our spouses, with whoever you spend your time with. This business will allow for you to serve others in a different way than society deems acceptable or deems as respectable. So I know that I don't have a supportive family with this business. Don't let that deter you from what this business can do for you. My boyfriend still is not supportive, and I can get more into that later, but I want to give you guys things that you can actually do when you leave this call to help you to put your goals and your why into perspective and to take the steps forward to get there. So the first thing that I like to do, and I had learned about this in grad school, it's called habit stacking. And what you do is you pick one habit you want to start to add into your daily routine. Because most of us work full-time and we run this business part-time, we need to start to develop those habits because we need it to become a routine for us. If sending out invites, if doing your workout is not habitual, you're not going to do it. Because we are so busy, we're going to find every excuse not to do it because we're just insanely busy because we're serving others for a living. So you need to start to habit stack in order to just have it become second nature to you. And what you do is you pick one thing. Don't do it all at once because you're going to burn out, but choose, if you're really struggling with your personal development, maybe that's something you haven't really dived into. Divin, whatever. But if you haven't like really immersed yourself into PD, holy shit, you need to, because this is what will change your life. Focus on that for 21 days. Wake up 20 minutes earlier, or get your ass into bed 20 minutes earlier before you fall asleep, and just commit to reading maybe 10 pages a day. It could be as little as that, but do it consistently for 21 days and it will become like second nature to you. Then the next week, start to stack another habit on top of that. So what I am starting to do is I wake up at 4 a.m. and I do my power pocket of time. I do my workout, I do my check-ins, and I go to work because I don't get it done after school. I've tried and it just doesn't work for me. I'm exhausted, or I have meetings at the district, which I do 3 days a week. So there's no time. And that's why I was at a standstill in my business for the past 2 months. I let teaching take over. I wasn't habit stacking in a way that was pushing my business forward. I was doing it after school last year and that worked last year. That doesn't work this year. So you have to be able to change that and to change the way that you fit those habits into your daily routine. Okay, let me go to the next one. Okay, so morning routine. This is what mine consists of, and I share this with you guys because the book Miracle Morning 1,000% changed my life. I think if you work full time, you have to read Miracle Morning, because starting your day investing in you is going to make you a better nurse. It's going to make you a better wife, a better teacher, a better friend, a better human being, because you've already filled your own cup in such a peaceful and meaningful way. So I do my workout every morning, 4 a.m. because I'm exhausted. Kids are really freaking draining. So I hate working out after school. I get my workout in. I have really tried to focus on drinking a lot more water because that helps with my skin. It just helps with everything. So I drink at least 32 ounces of water every morning. I have my gratitude journal, which is where I write down my 333. So if you've never heard of that, I got that from Moira. She's a top 10 coach. She's amazing. But 333 is 3 minutes of prayer, 3 minutes of gratitude, and 3 minutes of visualization. And you can write them down or just say them out loud or just think them in your mind. But I literally set my timer for 3 minutes for each of those things. And that's the way that I start my morning. Before I work out, I do my 333. I start my morning off with gratitude, with praying, and with visualizing where I want to be. So I say those things that I had on that first slide. I'm a 15-star diamond. I am a speaker at Summit because I'm terrified to speak publicly. That's something that I want to do to challenge myself and to grow. I am a kick-ass stay-at-home mom. I'm an amazing wife to my loving husband. That's my dream life. So I say that every freaking day. But I don't just say it. I like to write it because I think it just resonates more with me to put it pen to paper. So I write those things every freaking day. If you look at my journal, it says the same shit every day. But it's going to happen because I believe in it so wholeheartedly. So I think that that's really powerful to do that. And then I always read. Sometimes it's only 5 pages, but I have a minimum of 5 pages of personal development every morning. Some mornings when I press snooze and I get up at like 4:15 instead of 4 o'clock, I might only be able to get in 5 pages. But I have my goal of 20 pages a day. But I always try to read at least 5 pages in the morning just to start my morning off with nourishing my mind with those positive things. So I read at least 5 pages every single morning. If I do more, great. If I don't, then I finish it at night before bed. So personal development has been huge for me. Meditation is another thing that has completely rocked my world. I used to view it as something that's super woo-woo, and I'm like, just weird fucking people do that. Who would want to sit in silence? Like, who the fuck has time for that? I am such a busybody and I don't shut up. So I just could never see myself doing that. And I started to do a lot of research on it because I love reading research. I'm such a nerd. But I started to read all of the benefits of meditation, and I started to build my stamina with it. I started off with doing 1 minute. You know how hard it was to do 1 minute of sitting in silence, not thinking about shit? That was really hard for me. I am now up to 9 minutes of sitting and not doing a damn thing. I sit And sometimes I will focus on a word or I'll focus on a phrase that I really want to manifest in that day. And I always burn what oil is it? Oh, it's peppermint, because I freaking love peppermint. But I burn that, and that is my most calming 9 minutes of my entire day before I go in and teach 32 crazy second graders that I adore. That's my me time. And then I do my power pocket. Now my power pocket, my biggest focus in that is inviting. So I invite, and invites look a little bit different for me than it might for you. I used to do cold invites, and that worked for a period of my business. But now I feel like because of the people who follow me, which is predominantly teachers, unfortunately, that's very common now within the teacher community. So I've really steered away from that. And I focus on starting 5 new conversations a day and doing 5 follow-ups a day. So that's my power pocket of time. It's not 60, it's not 100, because I was getting burnt out with that. It wasn't in alignment with what I felt as a coach at this season of my business. Now, if I'm full-time, you can bet your ass that that number is going to go way up. But at this season of my business, that's what feels in alignment for me. So I do 5 invites and 5 follow-ups. Are my Success Club numbers as high? No. But I will say that I'm retaining girls a lot better right now than I was earlier in my business. So I think there's something to be said for building that relationship instead of just cold inviting. So that's kind of the shift that I've made in my morning routine. Okay, at work during the day. Big mistake that I made when I started this business. I am a balls to walls kind of personality. I get obsessively passionate about things and I fixate on them and I can't stop. So I was like that in my first year teaching. And when this business came into my life, when this gift came into my life, I became obsessed with it. And I still am. I still freaking love it. But I found myself going back to my desk when my kids would be working independently or silent reading. I would be checking my phone, responding back to DMs, or would be checking my email, trying to send out more. I found myself trying to run this business during school. And that's really unfair to that workspace that you're in. So because most of us work full time, be at work, be fully present where you are at. Because you signed up for it, you signed a contract, even though you might not want to be there forever, you said yes to it. So you need to be the best version of yourself. You need to be the best nurse. You need to be the best teacher, the best sit at a desk person, I don't know, engineer, something, whatever. But you need to own that and be fully present in that so that you're not on your phone constantly when you're in the staff lounge with your colleagues. Be present with them. Because yes, it's going to push your business forward to work more hours, but guys, you're going to burn out that way. And you're not going to feel the love and the joy that you once felt in this business if you do that. So that's just a little tip for you guys. And if you keep saying, God, I wish I wasn't here. Ugh, I fucking hate being here. I just wish that I was home running this business full time. That's a lot of negativity, you guys. So more negative things are going to happen to you in your workspace because you're not fully present. I was not fully present, so I had a shitty year last year. And I feel like that was God's way of saying, hey, your kids are going to be little shits for you because you're not fully here for them. This year, I have an amazing class, but I am fully present with my kids every day. And I'm really proud of that. So you should definitely try to work towards that as well. Okay. Unplug. So not only was I doing that at school, during my lunch, during my recess, during my last recess, during my staff meetings, I was also doing it when I would get home. And my boyfriend was the one who suffered the most because of that, and my family, because I was living at home. I've been at home the past 3 years, and then my boyfriend lives 2 doors down, so we were both living at home. Crazy story. But I was coming home. I was on my phone the entire time. The entire time. They would try to talk to me, and I would talk, but it was really short responses like, oh, yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, my day was good. The kids sucked. That was usually what I would say. I was not fully present when I would go to the beach, when I would go to the staff lounge. And that's a sad way to live your life, you guys. And I feel like whatever you believe in, if it's the universe, if it's Buddha, if it's God, whatever you believe in, the energy that you put out is going to be reciprocated back to you. I was not giving off a good energy to my students, to my colleagues, to my boyfriend, to my family. So what was I getting in return? A whole lot of shit that just made me feel like the world was against me. When in reality, they just wanted me to be fully present with them in those moments. So I know that it's easy to let this amazing business take over. There's so many graphics and there's so many things you want to do and there's all the stuff that you want to make. And I love all that. But do it in your business hours. And that's, I think, what my next slide says. Yes, business hours. This is something that has been a game changer for my relationship with my boyfriend and with my family. You need to set business hours and communicate them with your spouse, with your roommate, with your family, whoever it is. Let them know that you're really taking this business seriously and they will have more respect for it. My family and my boyfriend still don't agree with the fact that I want to take this full time one day, but they do respect it a lot more now because I'm very firm with my business hours. I always work before work. So before work, when my boyfriend's sleeping, I plug into my business and I let him know that. And I also think you guys showing your spouse, showing your roommates or your family what it is that you do on your phone, letting them see those invites, that will help them realize that you're not just on your phone scrolling. And if you are, you're not pushing your business forward. If you're stalking other coaches and you're not doing shit, that's not moving your business forward. So show them what you do. And they will respect your business a lot more. And those are the things that are going to drive your business forward. Now, within those business hours, you should have non-negotiables. For me, it's workout, PD, and my nutrition. Also, this is something that I really had to shift in my business. You need to be a kick-ass challenger in your own boot camp. I, for a long time, for probably February, March, April, for the first three months of my business, I wasn't doing my daily check-ins. I wasn't posting on the Motivational Monday or the Transformation Tuesday. I wasn't posting on there because I thought that me scheduling the post was me kind of checking in with them, but it's not. You should be commenting on every single thing that you do, showing them what you expect. And as teachers, we model what we want our students to do. So you also need to do that as a coach. So you should be a kick-ass challenger. And if your boot camp, if no one's writing on your post, it's because you're not writing on your post probably. You're not fired up. The energy that you bring is what you're going to receive. And I've had to change and adapt the way that I run my boot camps. And that's okay. If you need to change things, change. And utilize the other women on your team. Like, I reached out to my girls and I reached out to Stephanie and I said, Stephanie, you're running a kick-ass fit camp. How are you getting so much engagement? And she shared what she's doing and how she's being successful. That's the beauty of this business, you guys. You're not alone. But you have to be willing to ask for help, but not just expect all this stuff in return. Reciprocate. So there has to be that reciprocation back and forth between your coaches and your leader. So work together to work through those kinks in your business. And my boot camp is so much better. So I thank Stephanie for that. I thank her for that because that idea helped to bring up the engagement. And it made me realize that I need to be just as much of a kick-ass challenger as I expect my clients to be. Okay. All right. Okay. Cut out the bullshit. Sorry, but I'm usually not a tough love person. But I kind of had to do this to myself because I did fall off the bandwagon for 2 months. The first 2 months of school, I completely let my job take over again. I fell off. I was doing my workouts. I was still checking in, but I was not meal prepping. I was not present on my team page. I was half-assing my business. I would maybe send invites once a week when I had the time. Stop breaking promises to yourself. And what's sad, it's so sad, but it's so easy to keep breaking promises to yourself. It gets easier and easier and easier. Then it becomes a habit. I fell into that rabbit hole of that habit of breaking promises to myself. And I stopped doing my 3-3-3. I stopped starting my morning with personal development, and that changed my mindset. That's why I went through that lull phase in my business. And I had to remind myself, and this is literally what I did. I looked at myself in the mirror And I told myself, you have goals, you have dreams, you have people who are counting on you. And then I started to cry when I said this, and you will cry too if you do try this. But you need to say in the mirror, you are capable, you are strong, you are committed, you are stronger than your excuses, you are beautiful, you are kind, you are an amazing teacher, you're an amazing leader. Say those things out loud in the present tense as if you're already doing that, and it should make you cry. If you have big enough dreams and goals, it should make you cry your first time doing that, looking at yourself in the mirror. That's what got me out of that excuse phase, because I let my career, I let the excuses of life and moving into a new place take over. Do this to cut out the bullshit and to recommit to what dream life you see for yourself. So that's my version of tough love. And we're all busy, so that's the stupidest bullshit excuse. So don't give that excuse, or you're busy or you don't have time. Bullshit. Okay, moving on. Let's see. Okay, moving your business forward. This is something that I love about my coach, Kate. She is a tough love coach. She's a no nonsense, doesn't sugarcoat it kind of person. And I like that. Not all people, though, you guys, respond to it in the same way. So you need to figure out how your coaches on your team, how the girls on your team, what do they respond best to? Do they respond best to recognition? Do they respond best to monetary gifts? Do they respond best to tough love? I like the tough love kick in the ass. That's why Kate's a great coach for me. And she said, Mechaela, you have the cutest graphics. You have all this cute shit. You were making team shirts, team cups, team stickers, fucking pop sockets. You were doing all of this stuff, right? How did you move your business forward this month? And I was like, well, I got Success Club 20. Really? Because you had Success Club 80 last month, Mechaela. That's not moving your business forward. Of course, we all get excited when you become a diamond. It's so exciting to have your own team, and I was so freaking pumped to get everything Team Glow and Grow. I wanted to be swagged the fuck out and have my girls have it too. That's not driving your business forward. You're going to have all this shit for no one on your team because you're not being a leader. You're not being a good coach. So you need to stop scrolling on Instagram or Facebook. I needed to stop doing planner shit and filling my thing with 10,000 stickers, and I would barely even fucking write in it. That's not moving your business forward. You need to do the vitals. And I think this was a YouTube video I had watched. It was from Danielle Natoni. And she had said, this is what you need to do in this business. Literally, do these 4 things and you will be successful. Talk to people. Invite. So talk to people about what you're doing. Drink a shake, Shakeology. Work out. Eat healthy. Read your PD. Boom. That's literally this whole fucking business. So when you say this business is too hard, I don't get it, I'm too scared to invite, okay, then you're not going to be successful. Sorry. If you don't want to talk to people about how these workouts and these meal plans have changed your life, if you don't believe in that yourself, it is going to be hard to invite because you probably haven't fallen in love with your own journey. But if you can't do those 4 or 5 things, you won't be successful in this business. Those are the things that drive your business forward. All the other fluff, beautiful coach sneak peek graphics, beautiful daily challenge posts, that's all fluff. Mass make it at one time. Make that a part of your power pocket of time. Mass make all of your graphics at one time and just reuse them. Your energy will make that challenge group successful. Your energy will make that coach sneak peek successful. All of the other stuff is fluff. Those are the things that will make you successful. And that's how my coach, Kate, took this business to 6 figures in 6 months. And she was a full-time teacher, you guys. Kate is someone who didn't let the bullshit take over. She literally did those things right there, all right there. That's what my coach did. And she's very tough love with the fact of, hey, I did those things every day and I didn't stop. That is why she made 6 figures in 6 months. It took her coach, Ashley, 3 years because she didn't do those things every day. So if you want to know how to get 6 figures or 7 figures, do those things every freaking day and you don't stop. That's how you become successful. And when I was doing those things on a daily basis, I did things like hit diamond in a month. I was making $2,000 a week just on commission from how many girls I was enrolling. Not from what my team was doing, but from what I was doing. So it's very possible to make $2,000 a week, but you have to work your fucking ass off. Right now, I'm making $200 a week, guys. That's not shit for me. That's not going to help to pay off $20,000 of debt. If I want to get back to that $2,000 week, I have to do those things. I have to get over the fact that I don't want to be annoying and invite people because it seems inauthentic. Find a way that makes it feel authentic for you. You have to get over it. And if you don't feel comfortable with inviting, this probably isn't the business for you. And that's the tough love that my coach gave me. And that's what I needed. And so if you're sitting here and you're like, Mechaela, but I haven't even made $50, you probably haven't sent one freaking invite either. So I don't feel bad for you. You know what to do. That's how you get to 6 figures. Now, it might take you a year. It might take you 3 years. That's all dependent on you and how hard you hustle. Okay. Whew. God, I got really freaking passionate about that part. Okay. Whew. I powered through that, you guys. I'm so sorry because I talked so freaking fast. So I apologize. But I would like to thank you for having me on your call for talking and cursing at you guys for the past 37 minutes. But I wanted to leave the chat open. So if you guys have any questions more on specifics on, it could be tracking, it could be on Coach Sneak Peeks, it could be on anything, whatever cues you have, whatever questions you have, you can pop those in the chat.
Woo! I am just like blown away. Oh my God, that was insane. I'm a tough love girl for sure. I actually have some questions, so if people want to start commenting, I'll just start off. So for you, do you run Coach Sneak Peeks?
Yep.
Okay, how often do you run them?
I tried doing it last month, two weeks in the month, because I had really wanted to try to run my very first ad on Instagram, and I had paid $200 for a 1-day ad because that's actually what's best for getting it to reach more people. And I did get 8 coaches out of that. So that was really beneficial for me in that week. But what I have done before, and then what I'm going back to, is running it for 3 days at the end of each month. So I have it in the last week of my monthly marketing plan. It's my last week. I do it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And the format is the first day, getting to know me, my story, how I became a coach. Second day is what does a coach do? So the 4 vitals. The third day is money and how to make money in this business. I talk about bonuses. I talk about trips. I talk about where I'm going to be in this business. I'm not there yet, but I talk about my coach, Kate, and then her coach as well, and kind of the gauge for those girls on where this business can take them. And then I also do one last video just to let them know how to sign up. So I do a Google form, I send them a share cart, and then that's how I kind of funnel them into my coaching.
So has that worked really well for you?
It's worked, but not at the pace that I wanted to. I maybe get 1 to 2 girls each coach sneak peek. But whereas when I ran that ad on Instagram, I got 8 girls right away. Now, only 2 of those 8 girls are actually doing things to run this business.
Right.
So
yeah.
That's the thing, is you have to also realize, because we are all working full time, that girls are going to say a lot of shit that they aren't going to actually put into practice. Well, I really want to, quit my teaching job, and I want to have a family, and I want to work from home. Okay, but you're not doing the things to get you there. So they're going to feed you that lip service. So that's why I had to kind of take a step back. And I used to do one-on-ones whenever with my coaches, whenever they needed it. Whenever you need me, let's do a one-on-one Zoom. I was giving all this energy and wasn't receiving anything in return. And they weren't moving their business forward. They just wanted me to basically invite for them. That's what it felt like. And they still couldn't get over the fact that they're scared to invite, or they keep getting no's. Okay, if you're frustrated with getting no's, personal development. That's how you get past that. And so, it's one of those things where if you keep saying though too, I have all these coaches and no one's working, you're putting all that negative talk and negative energy out there, and that's what your coaches are going to do. But if you just say, I have hardworking, focused coaches who are attracted to me. And I just keep saying that, and I'm starting to have more and more girls message me about coaching now. But I've shifted the way that I talk about it, and I stopped trying to control what my girls do. So Coach Sneak Peeks have been successful, and they haven't. So it's kind of one of those things where you live and learn with each Coach Sneak Peek you run.
Yeah, totally. Finding that balance between, I definitely struggled with that, with the whole, I felt like it was overtaking I was putting out, just like you said, all that energy, and trying to help inspire them to work their business. But I found that it was just draining me. So trying to like just lead by example. And like you said, I watched that video by Moira. So I actually have that written down in my book, and I read it every morning, like my vision for my life. And so I just sort of try and focus on like kind of like a blessing and release, like, because I honestly feel if you want to be successful, you'll make this work, because I know that's what I've done. So I feel like, just as you said, no bullshit, just show up and do the work. Okay, so Leah asked, how do you transition from a normal conversation to an invite?
So the way that I actually start the conversation is I ask them, well, first I thank them. I thank them for following me on my teaching health and fitness journey, and would love to know how they fit fitness and health into their busy lifestyle. That's how I start the conversation. And if they say, well, I have my own routine. Okay, cool. Like, what do you do? Because I would love to know how a busy mom, how a busy nurse, how a busy lawyer, how a busy wife does it. How do you fit it all in? Because that's something that I'm still struggling with. So I actually lead with the fact that I'm going to talk to them about health and fitness. And I've done trial and error, you guys. I have tried just commenting about their cute dog, or about their cute shoes, or about their makeup because I love their lip color. Like, I've tried doing that stuff, but with me, I feel like that's really fake, because you really do just want to talk to them about joining your boot camp or about joining your sneak peek. So why not lead with that? And that's the way that I start the conversations with them. And then if they respond back, then I ask them, like, what have been your biggest struggles? What are your health and fitness goals? And depending on what they say, I will talk about a program that worked for me based off of what they are struggling with. So whether it be 21-day fix, because it's short workouts that really help you to learn how to meal plan and prep and to work out 6 days a week. I will think about what worked for me, if I can connect to something that they've gone through. And if they say that they're in a great routine, awesome. Then lesson release. Like, I don't try to force it. If it just naturally happens, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And the fact that I've stopped inviting from desperation. People can feel when you're desperate and when you want them to sign up. And I feel like I've gotten more girls now because I'm not coming from that place of just wanting to hit Success Club 10. I'm coming from a place of, hey, how can I help you with whatever you're struggling with? And I genuinely tell them what worked for me in that phase of my life as well. So I try to connect to that and tell them that, hey, I have a solution. You're not going to be perfect, because I haven't been either, but I would love to just help you on this journey. And it's gotten a lot better response. Does it take more time? Absolutely. But that's why I had to not limit, but I had to cut down the amount of invites I was doing, because I used to do like 60 to 100 a day, you guys. Like, and that's why I was hitting those big numbers, but I was not getting to know those women. And I will say a big telling factor for me, and what really made me relook at my business, was I had probably 5 to 6 girls quit a month. 5 to 6 clients. I never took the time to get to know them. I never took the time to make them feel like I really was listening to what their goals were. So this is now setting me up for people who are really going to be committed, and they feel that connection with me. So I've had a way better retention rate now in the past 2 months than I have in the past 6 months prior to that. So that's kind of how I transition. It's not really a transition, but I lead with it now instead of trying to awkwardly transition them into joining my boot camp.
Absolutely. You gotta, and then Abby says, how do you start conversations with people? You kind of covered that. I just kind of like, I can relate to so much of your story. I went through a similar thing with my now husband when I first started coaching, because I kept it on the down low. I didn't want him to know about it. I think there's so much about coaching was new and different and just like, out of my comfort zone. So I guess came from a place of fear where if I didn't tell anybody about it, then maybe like if I didn't succeed, then it wouldn't matter. I don't know. Maybe that's what it was, but it totally backfired. We fought so much because of just what you said. Like I would, you're all consumed when you're in something brand new and you don't know what you're doing. So you're just like doing it all. And I had to do the same gut check because I'm a nurse, obviously. And I was doing the same thing, like trying to work and coach at the same time, like responding to messages. And it came from a place of desperation from just knowing that I wanted to get out of my job. And that has been honestly my biggest focus over the last few months, is just stepping back from that feeling of desperation, because exactly what you said, I was inviting with that feeling. I was leading my coaches with that feeling, and none of that feels good. Like that's not a business I want to run. That's not something that feels good to me. And I was having these moments of doubt and just like, can I do this? And but also knowing that I don't want to go backwards. Like I can't go backwards. So I just I don't know. And I feel like being honest about that is the best thing I can do. Being honest about my struggles with coaching is probably, and I've been trying, and I haven't done this in the past. I have not been forthcoming about my struggles with coaching to people, because I want them to love coaching, because there's so much I love about it. But I think I've been watching a lot of calls lately where, they come out with that. And I think it's such an empowering thing, because it binds us all. Because like if you really want it, like anything, it doesn't have to be coaching. Like I think back to nursing school. I think back to all these things in my life. Like if you want it, you'll find a way. And it's all growing. It's all learning. And I love the parallels between our fitness journeys and coaching. And I just constantly bring that up to my team. Like it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same. Like if you want to really, live that lifestyle you crave, and you don't want to keep spinning the wheel and falling off the wagon, then you're going to have to constantly be a student to your own wellness. You're going to have to constantly be willing to adapt. And like, I preach imperfection to like any given day. Like I cannot do a lift 4 workout. That 5 minutes means everything. So I'll do T25. That's what I do. I'm constantly trying to just roll with it, because I'm like you. Like I had to commit to make it work with my, husband. My business hours are in the morning. Like I do so much in that hour, as much as I can, to get it done, because, work goes, you're pouring into people all day long. You don't have much to give. And then you want to give what you have left to, I don't want to say what I have left, but that's our only time together, is that evening time. And so, and it's not forever. That's the thing I constantly tell myself. And it's the same thing with fitness. It's the same thing with anything. Like the hard seasons are not forever. And if you can just keep going. I love the phrase from Ashley or whoever, the pebble in your pile phrase. I just love that, because it doesn't matter how small the pebble is. It just is like, if you just keep inching yourself forward every day, like do what you can. And in doing what you said of just the habit stacking, like focus on one thing, whatever your weakness is, like if it's PD or inviting or whatever, and just like slowly adding on to that, over time. So I just love all your little tidbits, but I really like the 3, 3, and 3 because I feel like that's kind of like what I like to, I do that every morning, but I think I need to kind of condense it just for my own time management because time management is my biggest struggle point. Because I get so caught up in PD and I get so caught up in all these things. And I feel like before I know it, I'm like, oh my God, I got to work out. So I had one more question. So right now, are you diamond right now?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So, what are your goals for like the end of the year? Like,
Biggest thing was I was waiting to find working coaches to hit 1-star and 2-star,
yeah,
but I kind of stopped letting them be in control and I'm taking control. So I'm going to work my boyfriend's business center up to diamond. I'm in
yeah,
control of getting myself to 1-star. And I've been talking to my mom and I'm going to put her on my opposite leg and I'm going to work her to diamond. I'm in control of doubling my income, which is what 2-star will give you guys. So if you guys aren't working towards that, you need to. 2-star diamond is your biggest game changer. Diamond's great, but you're not going to make $1,000 every week being diamond, just so you guys know. You have to work your ass off to get to those $1,000 weeks.
yeah,
But when you do become 2-star, you will start to see your income double. So with my debt and trying to pay it off in double time, I want to be in control of that. Then once I have that under control, my biggest goal in this business mentoring wise is I want 5 of my girls to feel financial freedom.
right.
That will fill me with more joy than anything to know that I helped or mentored or just worked alongside 5 girls who made their dreams a reality. That I can't even put into words how much joy I would feel from that. So that would mean 7-star diamond, but I don't label that as, oh, I want to be 7-star diamond or 15-star diamond. I want to help 5 women or 10 women feel financial freedom. And I
Right.
think that phrasing it in that way makes it connect with you more. And that feels more in alignment for me than just I'm a 15-star diamond. I'm helping 15 women, well, 13 get to that financial freedom. So that's my biggest goal. And I'm working towards 2-star by the end of the year. So that's my biggest push right now. 1-star by the end of November, 2-star by the end of December. So that's me in control of that. I can work my ass off with those invites. I can work my ass off to get there. But that's what's cool is you do have control, you guys. You have full control of this business. You just have to own it, and you can't wait for those rock stars to come. You are the rock star. And then if they do come, great. If they don't, they don't. So that's kind of where I'm at.
That is my exact goal. I did the same thing. I put my husband on what I did not know was my strong leg. So he's actually on my strong leg, and my mom on my weak leg. So I'm currently building my mom to trying to build her to diamond, and she's very close. But that is my exact goal because I want to go to frickin' leadership. Yes. That is my like non-negotiable. I will be at leadership. So my last question, because I know I'm obviously overtaking this Q&A, inspiring people like to Emerald. Like how do you lead that? Like with your people that sign on as discount coaches, do you tell them right away about like the coaching opportunity, or do you like how do you go about that?
I think that's something that I'm starting to kind of fine tune in my business. I do tell my women though that I have about 50 coaches, or 50 discount coaches on each leg. I have 10 who are active. 10, you guys, 10, 5 and 5. That's it. That shows you though how much you need to duplicate in this process. You got to duplicate, because there are going to be girls who don't want to be on Shakeology every month, who don't do what they say they want to do to work this business. You're not in control of that. And you can't try to let that get you down. And that's what I was doing. I was letting that get me down of, oh man, that girl stopped her Shakeology and now I'm not going to be diamond. No, get another girl. So I signed everybody up as a discount coach when I started this business because I just wanted to duplicate more and more and pray that those women fall in love with their journey. So I think that's the biggest and easiest way to get to Emerald is just you sign everybody up as a discount coach and you tell them you never have to work the business. It's just a way for you to get 25% off. And I would say I'm a broke ass teacher who's in debt, so I love getting discounts, and that's why that I always offer it, but it's not required for you to become a coach. So that's the way that I signed up every person that I have as a discount coach. Now, if you're looking to rank advance in your business and get to things like diamond and 1-star and 2-star, that's what you want to do. If you are looking to just get more commission, then you want to have them be a regular client because you do get that $32 a month commission if they stay on Shakeology or on pre and post workout. So do I get as much commission from them? No, but you get volume from those people. So you have to be an Emerald to get commission from volume, you guys. So I feel like Emerald really unlocks your business, and that's the way that I explain it to my girls is Emerald is the way that you will unlock your business. Diamond is a choice, and that will help to take you to that place where you can have more consistent income. Because Diamond, you guys, does not give you consistent income, just so you know. It's not a consistent $500 a week. You have to work really, really hard to get $500 a week.
Absolutely.
But it gets you closer to there. Because when you hit 1-star, you will get closer to that 500 a week. Then 2-star, double that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way that I explain it, but I'm trying to figure out different ways to do that because I'm definitely not perfect with it. But I let my girls know in our first one-on-one, once they've gone through our self-paced training, I do a one-on-one with them. And I let them know, which leg is your strong leg, which leg is your weak leg. I let them know about their weak leg control center. And that's the easiest way to get to that first rank. And it makes you halfway there. And I let them know that in the long run, that business center could be a 6-figure earning business center. Like my coach's coach, Ashley, she's a 7-figure earner. Her husband, her fiance is a 6-figure earner in his business center. He's never ran the business a day in his life. If he wasn't there, she's missing out on 6 figures. That's where it can grow to.
Mm-hmm.
But it does mean investing $200 a month to be on both Shakeology and pre and post workout. So that's the thing is I let my girls know if you don't see yourself really being committed to this long term, I don't tell them to sign up their week leg control center if they don't really see themselves in it. But if they do, if they trust in this business, if they trust in themselves, then I tell them you have to do that. That's just something you have to do because you're going to thank yourself in 2 years from now, in 3 years from now. You're going to thank me for having that person right there. So that's kind of what I've done. It was a really long-winded answer, but
No, I love it.
It's not organized, but that's what I do.
Oh my God. Yeah. Building a system is like, the hardest thing. I just created my own new coach training, self-paced too. And I feel like it's a constant work in progress. So thank you so much. I just am so freaking thankful. You're so welcome. If nobody else has any questions, then I will let you go. Thank you. I'm so excited. I definitely feel like I need to bring the heat next week. And I hope that I will be able to return the favor. Just thank you so much, Mechaela. It means a lot.
Good night, guys.
Good night.